Let's see what he has to say. Justin, you're criticizing Google and Anthropic for opaque cloud dependencies, but Mentor's own installer routes local code to OpenAI via hard-coded S-key project keys. Isn't Merle doing the exact same thing? Well, let's try to answer that fairly. So the way that Mentor works is it uses deterministic intent folding. And most of the analysis that I'm even going to look at this, here's how fair I am. I'm even going to give you a heart when you ask this critical question. First of all of the major inference that's going on is happening locally on your machine because diff uses local models. Also, the diff models are completely deterministic. They're not stochastic. And you have complete control over those on your local machine. Now, if you want, and you don't have to, but if you want stochastic answers from things like Mentor summaries or Mentor insights, diff is not a stochastic system, and we don't have enough support with the local stochastic models. So in order to provide an answer for that, we have to invoke the cloud models. But you don't have to use that, Dale. You can just use the diff part and do everything local. There's a button inside of Mentor that says you can do this in a totally private way, and it won't interface with the cloud at all. We also have to keep in mind that that's work of dozens of engineers, and as the CEO, I don't know every little thing that's going on that they've been working on for the last 4 years. No CEO does, right? The best that we can do is have a general sense of the stuff. And so that's what I know. Did they engineer this the best possible way? Maybe not. But the shift now is to SLMs. Now, when Mentor was originally built, there were no SLMs. So the only way that we could support any kind of stochastic answers for solutions on the defects is to invoke the LLMs. Now, the critique that I have for Anthropic and Google is manifold. First, Mentor doesn't in any way try to fight against SLMs. We love SLMs. In fact, SLMs work with Mentor. We have an SLM now that works locally. On top of that, Mentor can run completely private without any cloud interface at all. You don't have to interface with the cloud. That's why many of the customers that use it, is that you don't send your code ever to Merle. The only thing that you would send out is just the snippet of thing that Mentor has found that's broken, and you don't even send that to us. You would just send that to whoever the LLM provider is that should be selectable within Mentor, and that's really your choice. So good question, but the critiques that I have for these guys are very different than what Mentor is doing. Now, keep in mind that this Mentor thing, this Merle thing, this is all going away, that we are closing down that effort. And the effort that I'm pursuing now is the GIS system. That's going to be built in a completely local way. There will be no LLM involvement. And it's, to be totally honest, Dale, it's a fair criticism, right? And I don't love that it does this. And now we're at the point where we don't have to do this, which is part of the split from doing this. Also, the way that this infrastructure, this was a good science experiment to verify that the inventions would work. But now what we need to do is build it the right way, which is why I'm now building it entirely myself, is I have to build the whole thing on my own, at least the infrastructure, because it's just too complicated and has too many moving pieces. And unfortunately, most people that work in industry, they don't love the stuff like I do. And that's kind of the difference between, at least in my mind, this is the difference between truly world-class people and just good people. World-class people, they eat, breathe, drink, sleep this stuff. Like, I'm never not thinking about this stuff. It matters to me that much. But most people that work in industry, like, they care and they may be good, but they can't not sleep because of this, right? They can turn their brain off and work on other things. And I can't. Like, this is part of the reason why I get so sleep deprived is I just can't sleep. Is in my head, I'm like, okay, so we need to build this and this needs to come. And you generally find, at least this has been my experience, is you find people like this that are diehard in the open source community, and you find people like this that are diehard in academia as professors. And they can exist elsewhere. I think founders also have this kind of fire, but it's really difficult line to straddle because companies need to be profitable or they need to make enough money to survive. But you will find one-offs like Meredith Whittaker, who I think absolutely, you can tell just by the way she talks that she deeply cares. I think one of the key signs about people that deeply care is they often know so much about a topic that it's undeniable about how much they care. That you wouldn't be able to know all those things unless you obsessed over it. And that's like one of the things that I look for when people talk about these things. Like, for example, Dale, one of the things I like about you is you care. And the reason why I can tell you care is you'll ask questions like that because you're deeply thinking about it, which is why I don't like mute you or boot you or kick you. In fact, I instead just try to help you refine your questions to ask them in maybe a slightly warmer way, but to keep being curious and keep being critical. I think that's really, really important. And I love that. So anyway, the future GS system will not have any of those weaknesses that you pointed out. And those are absolutely 100% fair criticisms. So Dale's right on the money, and I like that. I think the most important takeaway is leveraging the power of LLMs in SLMs. Yes, absolutely. I think that that's like basically trying to distill out as much of the capabilities that we can in the SLMs. And I think the only way to do that is to make them specialized. I mean, we could talk in grandiose, idealistic terms and say, we're going to have all the stuff that the LLMs have in SLMs, and it's going to be wonderful and all that. And then reality is going to kick in, and we're not going to be able to do that because they're generalized. And there are trade-offs in actual science. And the trade-off is, in order for them to run locally, with local compute and local space, you have to remove something, right? And that something is the generalizability. But I think that that's totally fine because when you think about people using AI models, I think oftentimes for tasks, they don't need it to work on 100 different domains at once, right? They can have the programming SLM be available when they're doing coding. And then they can have the creative writing SLM kick in when they're writing emails or proposals or something. And then they can have the language translation one kick in when they're writing articles that are going to go to their friends or their customers or whatever in other countries that speak different languages, right? So you will rotate in and out of these SLMs based on what you're trying to do. The way I think about it is almost like video games, right? So for all of you hardcore video gamers, you probably have 100 different video games in your Steam. But are you playing 100 games at once? You're not. Okay, maybe some of you are, right? But for me, I'm mostly 5 games. But I have all those games that I can switch over to when I have the desire, but I don't need them all resident in memory all at once. The same philosophy is what we're going to do with SLMs, is that we'll have all of the SLMs that are focused in the different domain, but we'll only activate the ones for the tasks that we're working on. And then that makes it amendable. That makes this solution work. And of course, I think big tech doesn't want you to think that that's possible. They want to make you believe that you have to use these LLMs that are be all and end all, but that has nothing to do with like the reality of the situation.